Hi everyone, Danielle here. I'm doing a solo overview of Companion Quest. This is a game that was sent to me as a prototype copy. Feel free to take a look at what we have here, but things are subject to change, including the rules. So I'm just gonna dive right in. I did another video showing the unboxing, so going over some of the components that came with the game, but I do have this set up right now for a solo playthrough. The character I chose was Rabbles. So this one says you can allow another gnome to ignore a danger or quest effect for the rest of their turn. And that's a once per game effect. I also start with 2 snacks, and starting stuff is noted on the board itself, is printed on the board. And then I have, I guess, sort of like an ally, and this one is called Runt. So I'll be able to choose to use one of these as well. These will be used throughout the game. It's not once per game, so I'll be able to exhaust it and ready it and use it to subtract 1 to a die and re-roll a die as well as a choice. We have some market cards here on the left. 4 of them will be laid out to purchase or to obtain throughout the game. We also have some reference cards. The turn structure looks like this. So basically, I'll be gaining dice, rolling dice, placing them, using my companions, which was my runt, and I'll be buying more companions from the companion deck and spending snacks. And then at the end of the turn, I would have to adjust the mischief meter if applicable. On the other side, we have snack tokens and what it can be spent for. So I could spend 1 to tame a wild companion, gain a die, or ready a resting companion. So if I were to use a companion, they wouldn't automatically ready at the end or at the beginning of a turn. I would have to spend a snack to do so. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so it looks like there's a lot going on, but there really isn't, too much. We have 6 piles of dice in this respective little areas. So you see kind of like the red dice in the tree, and these dice are just in the ground. And then this is like a waterfall, so it's blue. So I really like how they kind of like tied the color of the dice to something thematic on the board. You'll notice there's a split between the 2 dice groupings. So the left side will cost 1 dice credit. The right side will cost 2 dice credits. So when you first start the game, you get three dice credits to start off, buying dice. So that's what you would do and use to buy the dice on the right and left. We do start off with this gnome at the house. And we have this, I think is Goo Goo. I'm not really sure exactly how it's meant to be pronounced. But we do have I guess, kind of like a villain where we're trying to catch and be on the same space as Gugu. And if the Gugu reaches this final portal, we lose the game. So the gnome starts on the house. The Gugu will start here. So I'll make it flat so you can kind of see all that. Then we have a quest. So this one is Colossal Croplands. And this says all dice cost 1 point. So that's pretty neat. Basically, the dice on the right will cost 1 point each. And we put this little gnome hat where we start. And our goal is to follow this path and go throughout the quest. And there are additional quests under this with different rules at the beginning of each, at the top left of each card. So that helps kind of like change the state of the game a little bit. It could also change some of the rules throughout the game. So that keeps things interesting. And there's some additional options for um, other locations or quests in the box. So that helps with replayability. I do have this kind of like exclamation point or danger token on this quest because there is a danger out in one of these 3 spaces. So basically, you would create a deck of portal problem cards, and there are 4 cards in each of these piles. You turn the first card face up, as you see here, and if one of them is a danger, you have to put this here because that prevents you from proceeding on your path through the colossal croplands. You can only proceed on these paths when the danger is removed from the board. So we kind of have a rough beginning, but it's a great way to showcase, how the danger works along with the other types of challenges that we have to, overcome. All right, so I think we'll get started on this overview. I won't be playing a full game, but you'll get a taste of how this game works and if this game is something you might like to support. All right, so let's start off with gaining dice. So we have a credits of 3, and keeping in mind all dice do cost 1 point. I'm looking here. I'm gonna need to roll a couple of ones. Doesn't really matter the color. For slippery stones, I will need the same value on 3 colored dice, specifically yellow, blue, and red dice. And for this danger, it says you cannot place dice of the same color on this danger. So I'll need to have a collection of different colored dice placed on this quest so that I can add up the values and hopefully get 15 or higher to take out that gummy ooze. Um, so I think I will grab blue, and this looks orange, but there's some yellow tint to it. And then I'll grab a red. All right. And then yeah, that's what I'll use for the slippery stones. Hopefully I'll get something that could be placed here because I think this would be one of the more difficult ones. But I definitely want to focus on gummy ooze as well because I want to progress on the colossal croplins. All right, so we'll go ahead and roll these dice. All right, we got a bunch of different dice. I'm very inclined to use the 6 on the gummy ooze, so I'll go ahead and place the dice right on the gummy ooze. We have a 4 orange, and that won't really help in anything unless I hope to get 4s here. So I think I will place this 4 here. And then this 2, I think I'm just going to re-roll the 2. I will use my runt, and I will exhaust it. I'll exhaust it to re-roll it. Let's do that. A 5. Okay, so I think I'm going to apply this 5 to the gummy ooze. So right now we have 11. If I think I will move this over here because now it's 15. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. And they're not the same color. So that defeats the gummy ooze. So we can remove this from the game. Flip over the top card. Remove the danger icon. And then we can start moving on this board. All right. So that was our first roll of the game. We could decide to spend snacks. And I'm looking at these companions. I'm not sure if any of them would be helpful. I think it would be, though. Um, so I think I'll use a snack token to get this wild companion called Mike. Reroll up to 2 dice, then you may reroll 1 die. All right. And so since we did solve one problem, we took care of that danger. Gugu does not progress on the track. And by the way, the only way we progress on the track is if we complete one of the quests here. All right, so I think we move on to the next turn. So this stays rested just like this. It will become ready the next time we spend a red die. And both of these actually will require a red die to be played to refresh it. Okay, so now we get to go again. We have 3 credits, and I'm gonna do the same colors as before, I think. Yeah, so I can try to do slippery stones. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm going to re-roll using it says re-roll up to 2 dice. Then you may re-roll 1 die. So I think I'm gonna re-roll one of my dice, and if I still don't get it, I'm gonna re-roll that 1 die again. So I'll go ahead and re-roll this 4. It's a 6. Let's re-roll, hoping for a 5. It's another 6. All right, well, that was worth a try. So I'll place the 5s here. And then this 6, actually, I think, it won't be able to do anything this turn, so a wasted die, unfortunately. I could decide if I want to spend the snack. I think I do refill this. Let's refill that. And I'll go ahead and, yeah, I'll spend this. And this says, actually, I'll do this wormlet. This says +2, -2 to a die, then you may do this again. Okay, cool. And since we didn't unfortunately solve any problems, they do progress 1 space forward. So this is gonna get a little bit more dicey as we proceed here. All right, we have 3 credits, and I'm going to definitely get that blue. Um, and 2, oh, I did play a red, so I would be able to ready this card last turn. Cool. And I'll just do 2 more red. Oh, nice. So we got that blue 5, perfect. And no 2s, but we'll have them here. It says only dice of one color can be placed here each turn. So that's perfect. We have a 2 and 4 of the same color. So we've completed this problem, which is awesome. And then if we want to spend anything, we don't have any snacks to spend, but if we wanted to, we would go ahead. Oh no, another danger. All right. This one says you can only place these 3 types of dice, which is the dice all on the right-hand side. That's unfortunate. All right. So Gugu does not progress. We did complete Slippery Stone, so that's why. So now we'll just go on to our next round. I guess it's in my best interest to roll these dice, but they do cost 2 each. So I'm gonna just roll 1 and then a red. Let's see. I would like to reroll, but I'm not sure. So I'll do a wormlet. Or maybe I'll use runt. I'll use runt. Reroll a die. I'll reroll this too. A 3. That's a little bit better. All right, I'll apply this to the 3-headed Hydra. And then this red die I would be using. Actually, I can't use it. I can't use it anywhere. Let's see. I could potentially use this wormlet. It says +2, -2 to a die. Then you may do this again. So I'm just going to do it once. So it's going to be a 3. And then this will actually, I'll change to a 5. If that's what that means, I can do it to another die. So I've completed a problem, which is great because then I don't have to worry about Google moving. Obviously, I didn't make any progress myself, though, on this quest. Okay. Next round, I'll go ahead and use my 3 credits. Definitely buying one of these, and I'll buy a red die. And when I used the red die before, I would have wanted to make this ready. Do have to remember how these companions become refreshed. All right, that 6 is perfect, and I needed that 1, so I played another red, so I will ready this one, and I also played one of these, which readies this card. Awesome. So we are done taking care of this danger, because this is a total of an 11. We only needed 9. So no danger anymore. And oh, this should have been flipped over, but that's okay. So yeah, that's that. And then we have now the ability to continue on our quest. Hmm. Um, Trying to think what dice I would want. The unstable portal says you cannot place dice of the same number on this challenge. That's going to be difficult. But anyway, I'm going to grab these 3 dice. Okay, so here is a 2. This is a 4. And then I'm going to use this wormlet to make this 5 minus 2, which is a 3, which is what I needed for puzzling directions. So that's completed. I did play a red die. Doesn't really do anything, actually. I thought I would refresh a card, but I already had them all refreshed. This is done. And so Gugu does not end up moving. What should we do here? Okay, so maybe I'll do a purple. And I'll do, I'll just do a blue. Okay, we have a 1. Great. And we have this 5, which doesn't go anywhere. Perfect, but I'll put it right here. And unfortunately, we didn't solve any problems, so they're going to proceed up on the track by 1. And then we'll grab a purple die, and then another, we'll do, yeah, doesn't really matter, I guess. We'll just do an orange. Okay, so these are not the same numbers. I will, because it says you can't place dice of the same number on this challenge, and these are all different. So I would have completed this. Perfect. This does, Google does not proceed on the track, and we'll flip this over. All right. So you would just continue in this fashion, completing your quests, your challenges, your dangers. And obviously, I didn't end up making any progress on this, unfortunately. But if I did, I would simply flip this over, and then you would just follow the instructions. The gnomes catch up to Gugu, move the gnome meeple 1 space to the right, and then discover new companions in the wild. You discard companions in the wild, then draw 4 new companions in the wild. So you're just refreshing this market row, and then you'll gain stuff. So if you're a 1 player, you'll get a wild companion and a snack. It starts changing at the 3-player level, so you just get a snack for each of those. And then ongoing, you get to spend 4 credits on your dice. So obviously, as the game progresses, it definitely gets harder to do what you need to do, especially with these quests. They're a little bit more difficult, which means you need more expensive dice too. So that increase definitely helps. And yeah, that is basically the overview for playing companion quests. I find this game to be really delightful. I love dice rolling games. I also love the idea that this is cooperative. So if you happen to want to play 2-handed, 3-handed, it's also lots of fun to manage. And it's not too hard to manage if you wanted to do that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this overview. Let me know what you guys think. I'll have the links to the game in the description below if you're interested in supporting the campaign. And thank you to the designer for sending me a copy of this game to cover for you guys. All right, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. A like or a comment is also appreciated. And in the meantime, hope you're playing some great games, and I'll see you next time. Bye.